in the sky. It's a bird.
It's a plane!
What is up, guys? Kid Critic is back with another review, and it is finally here, folks. It is here. It is now in theaters everywhere, and we are talking about the final episode of the Star Wars saga. That is Star Wars Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker, and it's directed by J.J. Abrams and stars Daisy Ridley, Adam Driver, John Boyega, Oscar Isaac, a walking carpet, and tons of talking robots, and it's about surviving Resistance faces the First Order once more as Rey, Finn, and Poe's journey continues with the power and knowledge of generations behind them. The final battle commences. Alright, now with all that out of the way, Joker! Start this review for us.
And here we go.
Heading into this movie, I was obviously pumped for it. It is the final episode of the Star Wars saga, at least for now. Plus, I've enjoyed this new trilogy so far. I love Force Awakens and I don't love Last Jedi. I definitely have problems with it. However, I like it for what it is, whatever. And now going into Rise of Skywalker, I like the trailers, however the reviews haven't been so hot. Coming out of the movie, I'll say this. It's a very fun Star Wars film. It definitely is. However, it has lots of problems. Now before we get to those problems, let's first start off with the cons. And my first con is that all the performances are great. Daisy Ridley's good. John Boyega does a good job in here. Obviously, Billy D. Williams comes back as Lando. That's always awesome. And Ian McDiarmid back as Emperor Palpatine. I mean, you just can't get enough of that guy. I mean, like, it's Palpatine. I mean, he's just a presence to reckon with. Now, as far as the characters go, I won't delve into it much since it's a non-spoiler review. I'll definitely go more into them in the spoiler review, which will come very soon. However, I did enjoy most of the characters ended up by the end of the film, even though I may have some problems how some of them may have gotten to where they got at by the end of the film. There are also tons of great nerd-chilling moments in this movie, especially when it comes down to the action. Whether you're talking about the lightsaber stuff or the outer space stuff or any action in this film, it's all nerd chilling and fantastic. This film's also pretty funny, and I felt like most of the bits landed throughout the whole entire movie. There's even some emotional scenes in the movie that, you know, may have brought a tear to my eye, you know, but I mean, it's a Star Wars movie. I'm probably gonna tear up at some point in the movie. But there's a scene in this movie that I definitely got a big kick out of. However, it's pretty questionable when it comes to Star Wars lore, because I was like, well, that doesn't make sense. However, the scene was pretty good. I mean, I'll give you that. Now let's head into the cons of this film. And my first con of The Rise of Skywalker, and this is definitely what brings down this film a whole lot, and that is, you feel like this movie is rushed from minute one to the time that it ends. And at the end of the day, I kind of feel bad for JJ and the writers and everyone behind this movie, because they just had a whole laundry list of story elements to put into this movie. Whether you're talking about the Palpatine stuff, introducing some new characters, ending the whole entire Star Wars saga. Oh, and plus Lando's coming back, and by the way, Luke Skywalker died in The Last Jedi, so good luck with that. During the movie, as an audience member who's a big Star Wars fan, it's really frustrating to see all these big, huge moments in this movie, because trust me, there's a big, huge moment every 5 seconds of the film. However, it doesn't impact you as much because there's just such a rush throughout this film, because there's just so much that you have to get through because this is the final film. Now, as far as other cons go, look, I was really hyped to see the Knights of Ren in this movie. I was like, yes! We finally get to see the Knights of Ren, and oh man, we might as well have had stormtroopers in here, because they were underused, they were useless, and I won't say how because that is spoilers, but I was just very disappointed with the way they handled the Knights of Ren. Now look, at the end of the day, The Rise of Skywalker is a very fun movie. It is, and it has awesome Star Wars moments. I feel like where the characters ended up, it felt right, but I just had some problems with how some of them got there. And plus the film felt rushed, plus some other problems I had with it, but that goes more into spoilers. And overall, it really pains my heart. It really does. but I'm going to give Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker a 2.75 out of 5 Fernies. I definitely need to rewatch this movie because there's just so much in this film that I definitely need to take in more of because it just didn't give me the time to do it. And maybe my score will go higher. I mean, who knows? I was definitely flip-flopping between whether I should give it a 3 or a 2.75, which I ended up giving it. And there is fun to be had with this film. There's good moments, like I said before, and if you're a Star Wars fan, I definitely recommend to go watch. Just because, I mean, Star Wars is in the title, so I just feel like you have to see it. But I don't know, whatever. Tell me down in the comment section below, what did you think of Star Wars Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker? And don't forget to like and subscribe because that is very important. And as always, in every single Kid Critic video, look out for the next video or review. And peace, and may the Force be with you always.